It is 6:30 on Saturday night, and Haley and I are getting ready to take off to go to the Warm Springs Indian Reservation. Now, we've been to this place once before. It's been over a year, and we went during the daytime, and there's this beautiful, just like broken down abandoned church right next to an even more broken house. And abandoned places always look cool, but these in particular have always, they've stuck with me the last year. It's something that I've been wanting to do and go back to. So a couple weeks ago I found this site called Dark Sky Finder, which shows a map of light pollution throughout the United States. This area in Warm Springs Reservation is not the darkest in Oregon. We would have to travel a couple more hours west, but it is still pretty dark. There's not going to be much light pollution at all. And the moon is at 13% visibility, and there's going to be no clouds. So it is a great night for astrophotography, and just a great night to look at the stars. Started getting everything ready, like tripod and camera, and making sure I got batteries and all that. And almost left the house without switching the tripod plates, which would have been so disappointing. I switched them around on the cameras for the show they didn't go through the other night, and man, I would have been so upset driving 2 hours and not being able to do astrophotography. So on one of the tripod plates, I've slowly worn down the screw just by slipping, and the metal's probably not as hard as it should be. So I'm gonna take a Dremel and kind of deepen that screw, whatever you call it, the thing. There we go, that should do it. Yeah, it's just a little deeper now, so the flathead screwdriver won't be slipping. Yeah, we did a quick pit stop at Government Camp, and we don't have much further to go, probably a half an hour or less. And the stars are already looking very beautiful. It's a super clear night, but now that we're also nearly on top of Mount Hood, it's getting super chilly, and we're starting to see a little bit of snow. All right, Mabel's wearing her sweater to keep herself warm. All right, I don't know if you can see me right now. It's pretty dark out here, but we arrived. And it's really, really quiet, and the stars, I've not seen them like this in a long time. But the thing that sucks is there is a gas station over here that left its lights on. So what would be in just an incredibly dark area has a lot of light pollution. I'm still going to set up my tripod and see what I can get, but that's kind of disappointing. And what I might do is just do a composite shot, get one of this church and then one of the sky. And I don't know, but there might be too much light pollution. We'll see. Phew, that flashlight's bright. Alright, I got a bunch of pictures, and I think they're gonna turn out really well. It's really peaceful out here besides this constant dog barking in the background. But other than that, totally worth the trip for me. Hopefully Haley enjoyed herself. Mostly just a car ride, but it has been at least the longest trip, pretty much specifically for a picture. And the ride was nice. Alright, time to go home.
All of the good times are past and gone. All of the good times are over. All of the good times are past and gone. But darling, don't you wait.
Alright, so I finally found it. It's an item that I've been looking for a couple months now. Every time I go to the Goodwill outlet, I look for it. I look for it on Craigslist, on some of the other like selling platforms, buying platforms, and almost had this last week, but the one that I bought was too big to get in my car, so I had to go in and get a refund. Well, now I got it. A box. Look at her. So the reason I wanted a box is for camera gear. Right now I just have camera gear like sitting over here and over here and over there, and I want it in one place where it's not out in the open and it doesn't look cluttered. And so I needed a box big enough that a tripod would fit in, and I wanted it short enough where it could be a seat, so I plan on getting like cushions, so it's just a nice little seat in the room as well. And it's not in the best condition, but it's not bad either. Here really soon I'm gonna have to put feet on this because there is a register right over here, and with winter getting closer I can't block that. So if I can like, lift it up an inch off the ground, that'll be good.
As long as I got my guitar and you got your voice, we'll have a happy day coming. As long as I got my guitar and you got your voice, our cupboards will never be bare.
Cool, I'm pretty happy about that. To get a little bit of the clutter out of this room, which is a really difficult thing to do being a reseller. And I was just thinking that now I have this surface right here. This can be the official surface that I use every time for the what sold over the weekend, which is Sunday night, and let me tell you right now, not very much so far. We'll see how it is in a couple hours. Welcome to Monday morning. Well, Monday at 1. Monday, my morning. Now, over the weekend, it's been pretty slow, although I did have one item that it was pretty high priced, and I'm so happy to get it out of the house. Overall, I sold 7 items, and 6 of them, their average price was right about $35, but then I sold my old baritone, my euphonium, and that sold. I took a best offer for $400 plus over $100 shipping. Now I had this listed for $1,200, but it just takes up so much space, and I spent the money to buy it like 4 or 5 years ago, so the money just doesn't really feel attached to me, and I'm okay with $400. So anyway, here's what sold. Alright, so first things first is this Jupiter Carnegie XL baritone. Now, I originally purchased this because I play trumpet, and the fingering for the most part on a baritone is the same as trumpet, and I learned it a little bit, not as much as I would like, and now I just don't mess with it very much at all, so it is time to go. This is a Sony micro cassette player. This one here I sold as parts or repair for $10 because it does not rewind. A Toshiba remote control. I think this sold for $30. A Homedics alarm clock with the projection time, and then it has a whole bunch of sleep noises, thunder, white noise, whatnot. I used to sell these a lot more than I do now. They don't sell as quickly, and I don't really buy as many because of that now. But I think this sold for $25. Nope, it sold for $29. This is a Polycom SoundStation 2. I think it's just kind of for conference calls or whatnot. This sold for $35.
Now, I bought a small lot of these Paisley shower curtain liners, and I have 2 left, and the same person bought the last 2. They're gone. I sold them for $22 each. Alright, and these just sold this morning right before I started grabbing everything out to show you. These are 2 Atari systems. I bought them at a garage sale earlier this summer, and it was the only thing that I got that day. And the person that bought them said, don't send the games or the controllers, this is all I want. And because of that, I accepted a best offer of $45. Alright, so that is all for what sold over the weekend. A low amount of items, about half of where I'd like to, but because of that baritone, I'm not stressed or worried about it. It was a pretty good weekend. That was a weird sounding car. Kind of wanted to show how I'm packaging this baritone here. I don't have a box big enough for the whole thing, so I am doing something called like box stacking. So there's 3 boxes here. You make the first box normal, and then you don't tape together the second or the third, and you just kind of shimmy it on, and it makes one big long box, and then you just tape everything together. And right now I do have 3 boxes on here, and I just need to add a little bit more packing to the top, and then I can close it up and it will be good to go. A pretty big box here.